As India steps into 2026, the Supreme Court is preparing for a year that could quietly shape the lives of millions. Behind these gates, judges will hear cases that are not just about law, but about everyday life. Who gets to vote, who gets bail, how clean the air we breathe in, and how freely we can speak. This is the Supreme Court's 2026 story. One of the biggest questions before the top court this year is about electoral rolls. Challenges have been filed against the Special Intensive Revision or SIR of voter list is in several states. Petitioners say names were deleted in bulk, sometimes without notice. Migrant workers, the urban poor, the elderly, many say they have discovered they were no longer voters only when it was too late. The Supreme Court's ruling will decide how voter lists are revised, how transparent the process must be, and how close to election much exercise can happen. For millions, it's about one simple question: will my vote still count? Another set of cases waiting for hearing touches deeply personal lives, challenges to practices like nikah halala and polygamy. Supporters argue that these are matters of religious freedom. Petitioners say they violate equality and dignity. These cases have been pending for years. In 2026, the court is expected to finally push the conversation forward. Any decision here will shape how the Constitution balances faith with fundamental rights, especially for women. Few things affect lives as directly as arrest and bail. With India's new criminal laws now in force, the Supreme Court will hear petitions questioning expanded police powers and tougher arrest provisions. The court has repeatedly said bail is the rule and jail is the exception. In 2026, judges are expected to turn that principle into clear directions for lower courts. For thousands of under trial, that could mean the difference between freedom and years behind bars. For Delhi NCR residents, pollution isn't a headline, it's a daily health risk. Despite years of court monitoring, air quality continues to worsen. This year, the Supreme Court is expected to move beyond emergency fixes and demand long-term accountability from governments. Pollution cases are now being treated as right-to-life issues where failure isn't just administrative but constitutional. What can you say online and what might land you in trouble? That question will also be before the Supreme Court in 2026. Cases challenging online content regulation, sedition-like provisions, and restrictions on dissent will test the limits of state power in the digital age. These rulings will decide how safe or risky it is to speak freely in today's India. While big constitutional battles play out, Chief Justice of India Surya Kant is also trying to fix the system itself. His initiative, Mediation for the Nation, encourages disputes to be resolved outside crowded courtrooms. The court is also targeting specific case categories, check bounces, land dispute, tax cases to cut pendency faster. A more predictable listing system now gives lawyers and litigants clearer timelines, small changes, but ones that matter deeply to people waiting for justice. In 2026, the Supreme Court will decide more than legal questions. It will answer the fears of voters anxious about their names under trials waiting for bail, families breathing toxic air, and citizens wondering how freely they can speak. In a divided and demanding time, how the court responds may define not just its authority, but the faith people continue to place in the Constitution itself.